Hey everyone, this is Veronica. Welcome to my channel. Can we talk for a minute? I have been on YouTube, I think, let's see, about 7 months now, maybe the equivalent of 8 by the time this video airs. And I've amassed quite a collection of fragrances, and it's time to think about making room, getting rid of some that just aren't getting love, that I'm not enjoying wearing, or that other people in my house especially are not enjoying very much on me, and it makes it miserable for me to try to enjoy them. You know what I mean? And then I have some fragrances that are on what I call the chopping block, meaning I'm not quite sure how I feel about them and if they should stay in my collection or not. So I think I have 14 that are going out the door. None of these will shock you if you've been watching me for a while. And then I think I have 11 that I might need your thoughts and advice on. So the ones that have to go, I'm going to start with the ones that my family really hates. They've criticized them. They can't stand them. I come downstairs and everyone's like, ew, what is that on you? You stink, Mom. You smell nasty. I'm going to start off with those because those are no-brainers to me. They have to go. One, unfortunately, I thought I would like, and it is Sunlight by Jil Sander. This is mostly what I thought was a happy citrus fragrance that smells light and clean and sunny and happy. And I have a whole video dedicated to this. And in the rewards and review show from that week on this, I talked about how my family said that I smell like a fart. They're brutal. They were like, that's not working for you, mom, wife, whatever. Jil Sander, Sunlight, you gotta go, baby. The next one is one that I think I kind of maybe sort of like. The family was like, And now that I'm getting rid of it, I'm like, do I really want to get rid of it? I think I have it more because I know that it's a classic perfume that I want to keep almost like for reference, but it's so hated in this house. Samsara by Guerlain. I did try to get my hands on an original formulation. I ended up getting a small bottle and it wasn't different enough for me to justify keeping that one. They're close enough. The more I sniff this, the more I like this. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna keep it, but for now I'm gonna say that this is going out the door. Samsara by Guerlain. Maybe, I don't know. Another that is hated in this house, unfortunately, is the Eau de Parfum version of Opium. You know, this is one that my mom wore, some of the older mentor women in my life wore in the 80s into the 90s, and I have fond memories of it. In fact, do I want to get rid of this? You see, this is so hard. This is why I haven't filmed one of these, because I'm not that person that's just like ready to like shove stuff out the door. I'm like, no, I think I'm going to like it. I want to keep it in my collection. Opium. Okay, let's just stick this in the maybe pile. Let's stick this in the maybe pile. I'll put that in the chopping block pile. Another one that was not liked on me, and I didn't like on me either, and I did try to give it a chance, is Lanvin's Rumeur. I know a lot of people like this. There's a little bit of a cult following for this. There's just this like cold metallic magnolia note in here. Now that I'm smelling this and it is summertime, it's smelling clean and soapy, and I'm wondering if I should give this another try. I think I'm going to kind of suck at these decluttering videos because of this. I know they're fun. I enjoy watching other people's declutter videos. I just think I suck at it because I can't let go of things. I can't let go. Send help. Rumeur, Lanvin, probably going out the door, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should give it another try. One that I know for sure is leaving this house is Femme Eau de Parfum from Armaf. What a disappointment. This is supposed to be a dupe for one of the Killians. I don't get it at all. I don't get anything here. This is a watery, well, see? Okay, I'm going to not smell them because then I'm like, wait a minute, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about whether I really dislike it. It's soft and it's feminine. There's nothing wrong with this. It just doesn't wow me and I don't like it. And I shouldn't say I don't like it. I have other fragrances that do this better. But now I'm second guessing myself. I think that's going to be the theme of the video. Veronica second guesses herself. That's going to be the title of this video. No, that one's definitely leaving. Right? I think. Another one that is for sure leaving, can I say that with confidence, is this Agent Provocateur Blue Silk. So I heard someone talking about this, whose opinion I trust. I really like her taste a lot, but that doesn't mean that you'll like every single fragrance that someone else likes, and that's okay. But listen, I love this bottle. How pretty is that? This bottle is what I call an old auntie smell. There's something about this. It goes beyond mature into this territory of, when you hugged someone as a child, an aunt, a grandmother, an older matriarch type woman in your family with, how people smell when they eat like way too much sugar? The scent that comes off of their body. There's just something in this fragrance that does not play well on my skin. It's too much of everything that it's supposed to be. Accords wise, it says aromatic, woody, warm, spicy. See, even in the air, like I just sprayed it in the air to sniff it. I don't like, no, this is a no. There's something in here that just, it's like, it's like, it's like a combination of like really just hot but too sweet breath. Not like super stinky breath, but like something like really sweet and cloying in the mouth. You know what I'm talking about? That breath mixed with way too strong 80s perfume, mixed with a sugary skin scent, mixed with something spicy and awkward. No, this is no. Blue Silk, Agent Provocateur. We were not meant to get along. I am very sorry. You are beautiful though. I will give you credit. Gorgeous bottle. Big no on my skin. Okay. Here is one that I purchased in honor of a YouTuber friend here. And I tried it out. Not awful, but I don't think it's for me in the long run. And it's Nina Ricci L'Heure de Temps. L'Heure de Temps. It is the EDP version. Maybe I should have gotten the EDT. I do like the bottle. It has some nostalgia, but it's just not doing it for me. You can see from the dent that I did give this a good fair try. Nothing wrong with this. It's just not my kind of fragrance. There's something a little bit dry and woody about this to me in a way that just doesn't work for me. Another one that just isn't doing it for me. Nothing wrong with this fragrance. It's just a little too tart, a little too sharp. And it is Palm Trees Please by Juicy Couture. Should I give this another try? I don't know. It has this really funky, fun cap on it that looks like a crown. Maybe I will give this another spritz and think about it. Let's put this in the maybe category. It's very heavy citrus. A little bit of florals in here if I'm not mistaken. But super duper like sharp citrus. Palm Trees Please. Juicy Couture. This one is definitely going out, right? I don't know. It's Halloween. It's called Water Lily. And it's a super cute bottle. And someone may really love this fragrance. I'm coming to discover that any kind of lily, water lily, lily of the valley, all of that probably aren't my favorite notes. This is a little too watery for me, and there's something about this also that comes across slightly metallic, a little aquatic as well. It's a little too watered down. I don't think this is for me. There's nothing wrong with this. By the way, this and Lanvin have something in common. There's that like watery metallic thing in both of these that just doesn't suit me. This next one I'm sad to have to let go, and it's because I don't get much from it. I thought I would, and when I first tried it, it seemed pleasant to me, so I wanted to give it a chance, and it's Turquatic by MAC. This aquarium bottle is really interesting. It looks like an aquarium to me. I don't know if I hate it or love it. I did spray this here, and see, it's just so light. It's a light citrus fragrance that a lot of people rave about and love, but it's just maybe too faint, too light for my taste. I don't know if it's just that I have an older bottle and maybe it's lost its luster. I'm not quite sure, or maybe that it's just too light for me, but I have other fragrances that do what I wanted this to do and do it better. So I'm going to have to let MAC Turquatic go, although I wanted to love it. It could have been so beautiful, MAC Turquatic. We could have been great friends, but it wasn't meant to be. See you later. This one I should have really liked based on the description and the notes. I think it's pronounced Volupté by Oscar de la Renta. Volupté, because it has an accent over the E. I don't know that I hate this, but I don't know that I am ever going to reach to wear this for a whole day. It's in that same category as like your Eden Cacharels, where it's a strong green fragrance, maybe leaning Chypre kind of vibe here, and it's too much. It's too far in that direction. To the point where I'm not sure I would feel comfortable wearing this. It's very strong and it's got notes that sound beautiful. Listen to this. Let some bells chime or something here. Mimosa, melon, osmanthus, watermelon. But it also has freesia, which is a note that sometimes doesn't agree with me. Cyclamen, same deal there. In the middle, heliotrope, which I love. Narcissus, which can be carnation, which can be ylang ylang. It has lotus, it has lily of the valley, which isn't my friend. And then it has all these notes in the base. It's another one of these kitchen sink fragrances. Sandalwood, amber, incense, tuberose, vanilla, patchouli. This seems like it would be a great fragrance for me, but I don't think I will be reaching for this. So Volupté, we were not meant to be. These next two are ones that are considered sort of classic, and I like to have those in my collection as reference points and just to have. These two I did not enjoy at all, and I really did give them a solid try. I've tried them several times now and just can't get along with them. The first one of these next two, I had the nerve to actually purchase in a set with lotion. It's supposed to be a woody floral and a classic, and it is 1000 Jean Patou. These have incredible history behind them. I won't get into all of that in this video. Google it if you're interested. This has osmanthus, violet, apricot. It actually doesn't matter what it has, but what I will tell, because it doesn't smell like the notes, it does have rose in it, and I do get that, but it has geranium and lily of the valley, and I think it's those two that are the culprits for me not liking this. This smells very much like a late 70s, 80s super bomb, and in a bad way, like too much of that era's DNA of fragrances. There's patchouli and oak in the base here. It's woody to an extreme. I love a good woody fragrance, but almost to an extreme. The florals in here are like drowned out by that geranium note. I don't know, there's just something about this. And I have the lotion, y'all. I have the lotion. I really wanted to love this. Look at the gorgeous cap on it too. This has rave reviews on Fragrantica. People going bananas over this Jean Patou, but it is way too mature, way too, even though it's a floral woody fragrance, it leans to me like a deep Chypre kind of fragrance as well, and we're not going to get along. I wish. I'd love to say this beautiful classic fragrance worked on me, but it's neither beautiful to me, nor does it work on me. So we got to say goodbye. And the other fragrance that I was hoping to really love is Lady Caron from Parfum's Caron or Caron, a French house. I can't even find the right notes for this version of the bottle. There's an old school bottle, and then there's a newer bottle that was just released in 2021. So it's a bit of a guessing game. Looking at the website right now, it talks about this having magnolia and freesia, two notes that can be particularly difficult for me. But what I would say about this fragrance, because I'm not really sure what the notes are in here, is that it smells to me very like a deep, aggravating violet purple. It smells very deeply purple to me in a way that is uncomfortable, awkward on my skin. I don't like it. It's too deep. It's too something. It's also got, to me, it comes across, even though it's supposed to be floral and fruity, it also comes across more like a Shipra to me. This is a no for me. This is not going to work. And I hate that because I really wanted to love this. Lady Caron. Let's move on to the chopping block fragrances, the ones that I need to wear more, but they're sitting over there on the chopping block, waiting for a decision on whether they get to stay in the collection or find a new home. So let me be clear and say I don't hate any of these. I'm just not sure if they're my thing. Make sense? This is one that I haven't talked about on my channel because I haven't brought myself to give this a full day wear. I've tested it a few times on skin. In fact, I have it here now. It's Parfum d'Eté, I think is how you say that, from Kenzo. And I really like this bottle and I wanted to love this. But I'm seeing a theme in the sense that I don't like. Often there is lily of the valley or freesia in the fragrances. This is supposed to be a floral green fragrance, and I was thinking of enjoying this as a refreshing, clean, crisp summer scent, but to me it's too sharp in a very uncomfortable way. Like Flora Botanica, for example, is rather green, but it's got enough in the composition that also makes it interesting in ways that are other than green. This is green in that Eden Cacheral way, but Eden has a special place in my heart because of its history. So we're not going to criticize Eden, but I'm going to say it has that sharpness, that green, super, super green concentrated thing going on in here with that lily of the valley metallic thing that just doesn't work well for me. It's got hyacinth too, which is another note that can come across that way, jasmine and peony. But the lily of the valley and the green and the hyacinth, maybe that together is what just isn't doing it for me. There's nothing wrong with this. I think this would be a perfectly beautiful fragrance for someone who enjoys those kinds of notes. So Parfum d'Eté from Kenzo will be up for sale. In fact, I should have just kept that in the going out the door category. I had the nerve to put that on the chopping block. But after you just heard me, does it sound like it's on the chopping block, or does it sound like I've made up my mind? I think I've made up my mind about that. Next is one I haven't made up my mind about, and there's a couple of my beloved YouTube friends on here that rave and rave about this, and so I picked it up, and I do like it, but there's something about it that's slightly funky. Let's talk. This is her, Zadig and Voltaire. I had this as my scent of the night yesterday evening, and there's some pleasantness. See, I sniff it out of here. It's got whipped cream, it's got chestnut, it's got sandalwood. It comes across rather creamy and soft and sandalwoody, like a simple sandalwood, not a complex sandalwood to me. And it's one of those fragrances that I want to imagine myself wearing with jeans and one of those like big cowl neck sweaters in the fall and winter. And I love this funky bottle. I mean, how cute is that? So this is chopping block in the sense that there's something like when I put it on my skin that smells like the inside of plastic grocery bags. You know what I mean? When you open those up and it's just that plastic thing going on that's sitting inside of this composition that is slightly irritating me. However, I'm not ready for this to leave because I do want to love it, and there's a lot to really like about this. Another one in the similar category where I like it, but I'm not sure that this one is good enough to stick around for me, is Su Wong Transformation. Love this bottle. It's so quirky that I hate it and love it at the same time. This is what I call my watery tuberose. It's so soft and subtle. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's so soft that it's, for me in my old nose, barely detectable during the day. That doesn't mean that it's not pretty, and that doesn't mean that someone might not love this and find it just right for them. But for me, I want my tuberoses to be like pow, like fracas pow, or fracas however you say that. We're going to give this another try or two and then make a decision about that. The next fragrance that I'm not sure I will keep, but will keep playing with because I want to like it, is Mademoiselle by Robert Piguet. So this fragrance smells like salsa. And I'm not talking about fresh, delicious salsa. I'm talking about jarred salsa from the store, like Doritos salsa, that kind of salsa. Very tomato-y, and I'm shocked by that. But it smells like that in the top as it opens, and you're like, woo, what's happening there? And then when it calms down, it becomes this really gorgeous, floral, woody, musky delight. But you've got to get through that opening to get to the beautiful part. It has almond, apricot, and bergamot, orange blossom, and tonka bean. And this is the perfumer behind Fracas, or at least the house is Fracas. So I want to like this. I have like 6 from this house, and this one is probably the weirdest opening of them. Next is one that I paid nearly full price for, if not full price. I think I paid full price. I don't remember, but it's Coconut Nanas by Rirana. This is a 1.7 ounce that was in the neighborhood of $125 to $150. I don't remember if I had a discount code, but I don't think. And so for it to be this small and not as spectacular as I was hoping, because this had been hyped up a lot, I was just a little disappointed. That's all. There's nothing wrong with this fragrance. If this fragrance were under $50, my mouth would be shut. But the fact that it's over 100, the fact that people were raving about it, it's an eau de parfum concentration, and it's just okay. It's a nice coconut fragrance. It opens beautifully with this nice, happy coconut pineapple delight. And you're like, oh, this is going to be wonderful. And it's fleeting. That's gone in like a minute. And then you're left with like this woody, husky coconut. That's fine, but just not as spectacular as I was expecting. And I'm disappointed in this packaging. I think it's a weak fragrance all around for what we get charged for this. Next is one that is in a video where I talked about I'm having a hard time liking these fragrances. I posted that a while back. I'll link it below. But it's Mitsuko from Guerlain. Another one that I know is one of these big powerhouse classic fragrances that is just maybe too much in whatever direction it goes for me. Again, reads very geranium, oak mossy. Civet has that animalic thing going on. I don't even know if civet's a note in here. I might be making that up. Anyway, I don't know. I've tried this. I've even worn this for several full days. It's not doing it for me, but I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. I still want to try it some more, especially as we get into the cold of winter. This one may surprise people a bit. It's Valentina Poudre by Valentino. Nice, powdery fragrance. The problem is that it's rather nondescript for me. There's nothing about this that really stands out. It has that barbershop kind of scent to it, like shave cream, which is fine. I could sleep in this. It's not something that I would be excited to wear during the day. I did a full day wear of this, and I have a scent of the day video dedicated to this in which I said that the bottle is beautiful. Love looking at this. The fragrance, I think, is just mediocre. I'm not ready to get rid of it, but it's one that's sort of sitting out there on the possible chopping block, moving along. This is one that I could be convinced to keep easily. In fact, I may just change my mind right after I film this. I'm not sure, but it's Jimmy Choo, just the original of these. I like the Fever one. I want to get that one, and I want to try the floral one. The issue with this, it is a patchouli bomb, and I really like patchouli. I like a dirty patchouli, I like a clean patchouli, I like a subtle patchouli. It's not the patchouli that bothers me in here. It's something else. There's pear and orange and green notes in here at the top. Orchid, which we know is a fantasy note. And then toffee. I don't get toffee in here. The issue is that there's something a little cloying about this to me in that same like older auntie way. You know what I mean? You hug that older aunt and she had too much of something really strong on. This kind of is in that realm. And so I have worn this before. I've had this bottle for many years and have nursed it. Um, Very strong fragrance. I'm not sure whether it's for me or not. I do like it. There's just something slightly cloying about it. So we're putting that in the maybe chopping block category. Moving along is another one that I really want to love, and I had a bottle of, and then I gave it away or sold it or something. I don't remember. Went through a lot of it, by the way, and then purchased another one, and is 24 Faubourg, the EDP concentration. Maybe I should have gotten the EDT. I also did a full day wear on this and a scent of the day video. And for all intents and purposes, I should probably love this. It is super strong. It's a very concentrated floral, a real powerhouse, one that would do spectacularly in formal affairs like balls, you know, evening affairs, black tie affair kind of things. Hyacinth, orange, ylang-ylang, peach, and bergamot at the top here. It's that it has orange blossom, gardenia, and jasmine in the middle that I should absolutely love this for. But there's something about it that could potentially be slightly headache inducing and cloying, much in the same way as Jimmy Choo. It's a very, very thick, heavy floral fragrance to the point where it sits in the back of your throat, if you will, when you smell it, and comes close to the headache mark. Does that make sense? Patchouli in the base, vanilla, sandalwood. However, there's no denying that it is a beautiful fragrance. So I want to give that another try. Then there is Jil Sander Sun, which I know has a cult following, especially abroad in Europe. It's supposed to be a suntan lotiony kind of fragrance. And there's some history behind that, and the fact that sunblock, when this was originally made, smelled different than it does today. I get all of that. In fact, I think someone told me that this was made to wear on the beach over your sunblock without creating any issues for you. I do like this. I was expecting it to be fresher for the summer, and it actually is more of a wintertime fragrance for me. It has this warm, incensey dry down that's actually nice, just not what I was expecting. So I'd like to try this again in cooler weather, maybe in the fall, and see if this is worth sticking around. And my final fragrance in the chopping block, not sure what I think of it category, is one that I did love when I first purchased it. I still like it a lot. I wore it in June for a full day and find it pleasant. And it is Sarah Jessica Parker's New York City Crush, which is a pretty coconut fragrance. It's coconut, it's vanilla, it has some florals in here. It's just so soft and delicate that I'm not sure if I want to keep it. I do like it though. So those are my chopping block fragrances. What say you? Which of the chopping block ones would you advise me to get rid of completely? No, you hate them. You hate the way they smell on you or on other people. I'd love to know. All right, that is my declutter and chopping block maybe need to go kinds of fragrances. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.